and we're gonna present you our client's project for carton boxes.
Our orgs conducted a market research in which they found that many new gift shops in Bulgaria and fast food companies had entered the market, so the demand for carton box had increased. So we planned that now it's a really good moment to enter the business of carton box producing.
Let's take a look behind the numbers. Here is our production process. That what you see on the screen is the gluing and folding machine. You can see the already assembled and printed boxes going through it one by one. The circular metal things you're gonna observe in a second are what put glue on each box. From there, they go downwards, where a tool that looks like a hammer pushes the bottom of the box, folds it, and the sides, where just a second ago the glue was applied, stick to one another. Now we have a complete box. After that, they get assembled and go out of the machine. That's where our worker comes in the picture. He or she needs to keep track of the boxes the machine has glued and folded, count them, and in that way keep track of the production process.
The direct materials for our business are going to be the carton and the glue, with a need of 0.125 sheets of carton per box, and the carton price of 1.50 lev per kilogram, and also a glue price of 0.01 lev per unit. Our direct material cost comes to 0.05 lev per unit. In our business, we plan to hire 3 workers, 1 for operating each machine. We plan to have them work 8 hours per day for a total of 22 days in a month, and we are gonna pay them at 4 lev per hour, which is the market price for wage. And our direct labor cost comes to 0.01 lev per unit with these expenses. As for the rent, we have decided to rent a space near the center of Sofia for 683 lev per month, which is not a very high price when you consider that the space is going to accommodate all of our machines, and is also located in the capital. Our other expenses include punching for 515 lev and insurance for 300 lev. Now, with the information that we have and the help of the traditional overhead allocation method, our overhead rate comes to 4.49 per direct labor hour. With this full information on direct material, direct labor, and overhead cost per unit, we decided to have also a markup of 60%, because the initial investment is very high in comparison with the price of a unit produced. We made our calculation and we came to the decision that the price of one of our boxes should be around 11 zloty.
So our orgs conducted a research and we end up with that results. The optimal market price is 11 zloty per unit, and we plan to produce 200,000 units. So our total sales are going to be almost 23,000. The variable expenses per unit are almost 6 zloty. The contributional margin is also almost 6 zloty. The good thing is that our net operating income is 9,500 level, and the break even is only at 4,138 level. So the margin of safety is quite good at 82%, and the operating leverage 1.22. The good thing is that we have stable sales each quarter. They're almost 23,000, and we have a cash surplus after all the money.
Hello guys, my name is Nikita, and I would like to do the NPV and IRR analysis of our project. First of all, the most essential part of NPV and IRR analysis is to decide on which discount rate we actually would go with. We decided to go with 13% because it is a reasonable rate for Bulgaria, and our company is relatively not as big. Tax rate is fixed on 10%, we know that in Bulgaria. And here we can see the annual cash flows from year 0 of initial investment and for 5 years. The initial investment was 3,420 levels, which is in year 0. And as we can see, we've actually managed to get a positive NPV out of our activities for 5 years. And also we managed to get a 5% internal rate of return, which is not super high figure, but is relatively good numbers that actually suggest to invest into this project. And last but not least, the payback period is only 9 months. So in 9 months, you would get your money back. So somewhere here, like not even 1 year, it's finished. You would already be in plus. You would already get your money from here back. So I think it's a good project, and I would suggest any investor to invest.
What if? What if? What if?
The first scenario of our what if analysis is to increase the units produced from 200,000 to 500,000, keeping the same overhead, direct materials, and direct labor rates per unit. Our net income after taxation becomes positive and quite higher than what we had, so we start making quite a big profit. This would be a very good step to take. Nevertheless, we need to be sure that the market is going to demand 500,000 units. Our second scenario is to raise the markup by 80%. That increases the price to 0.1246 BGN per sandwich box. With this new price, our profit increases and the cash surplus increases as well, even though the change in price is not very significant. Our business would be better off taking this step because MPV and IRR also increase significantly. Third scenario. Let's assume that we find cheaper suppliers for the carton and the glue. If we find suppliers that are going to sell us the carton from 150 level per sheet to 75 stutinki and the glue from 7 level to 5 level, we'll be able to raise our profit quite a lot. This would be a very desirable action, but it's going to be hard to find those suppliers that are going to sell us our direct materials for these prices.